Well, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and today I am in Portland, Oregon. I am out at the top of Rocky Butte. This site actually used to be a prison a long time ago, and it's kind of hard to get up here. There's only two roads that come up here. It's pretty inaccessible, and they were able to, let's say, monitor all of the people inbound and outbound pretty easily up here, and so they built the prison on top of the butte up here. So I got a question today, and it looks like his name is Carbon, and he says, this is a really interesting question. He says that he wants to know if I think that if he were to ask the MMO company, he means the game publisher, a personal request, whether or not they would honor it. And he says he wants them to ban his account. And so what he says is that he's addicted to the game and he can't seem to get away from it, and he thinks that taking it away is the only way that he can deal with that. Well, it's a really interesting thought there. I do know that there are people who get addicted to the games, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's hugely common. I mean, I'd say that it's a lot more common to find people addicted to alcohol, of those people who actually drink alcohol, as compared to those people who actually play games, and to be addicted to them. But anyone can be addicted to anything. It's just a fact. And so, and there's different ways of dealing with that addiction. An alcoholic would do a couple of things to be successful. One would be to remove all alcohol from their home. Another would be to quit hanging out at the bars where their friends are that are drinking. And then also they would basically seek some sort of help, some sort of 12-step program. Now, I have not heard of any 12-step programs for video game addiction, but you know what? I'll bet that in the really big cities, they exist. And there are video game addiction. If you look up video game addiction, you will find sites on it. You will find online communities talking about it. And, it's not quite the same as going to a meeting, but, these days, actually, it might not be that different with Skype and stuff, or with like Google Hangouts. With a Google Hangout, you can get 10 people in there. You guys could do like an AA type meeting. I kid you not. So there should be nothing that stops those that keeps that from happening. In fact, those of you who are entrepreneurs may be able to figure out a way to facilitate something like that and monetize it. Now, typically, though, these self-help things, the 12-step programs, they're not money makers. They are the treatment centers that'll charge money, but the groups themselves tend to be very independent and not something that you could actually make money off of. So, but maybe you could put together some sort of service that helps find people with each other, and then you run advertising on it, which might be treatment centers. I don't know. Or maybe there's a treatment center that actually specializes in video game addiction. A friend of mine once was doing group therapy. She was a therapist, and she was doing group therapy sessions for internet addiction, which is kind of similar, maybe more of a broad term. And and like I said, anybody can be addicted to anything. I mean, the internet is just an innocuous thing, but it just depends on how you use it. So, do I think that the game company would ban your account? Well, that's a real interesting question. I think that here's the facts. The facts is that maybe I'm just thinking about this idea that I've got, and that's why I'm kind of going, this idea I have is, I saw somebody who she was so upset with her boyfriend about all of his World of Warcraft playing that she deleted his characters, and she set up a hidden video camera to catch his reaction whenever he realized that his characters were all gone. And let's just say that ended badly. It was not good, and it was because it wasn't his choice. But, you know, in this case, why don't you send me your login and password to your account? Make sure it's something that's unique, the password. I don't want to, be responsible that if something were to get hacked, that you get hacked because you use the same login and password. But send me your login and password to your account, and I tell you what, I will I'll record going in and ceremoniously deleting your characters. And, and we'll check them out and, stuff. It could be quite interesting, So, if you want me to do that, I will do that just for you. But you could just do that yourself, too. So, you could just delete your characters. Now, as to whether or not the video game company would ban you, here's the issue, is that it is not in the best interest of the video game company to do so. And here's another entrepreneurial idea. So what if someone offered a service? Have you seen those memorial videos? Like memorials for when someone dies, and they'll play slideshows and music of the characters or the person and stuff. Well, somebody with some video editing skills that could do some recording, that could accept the the account login and password for somebody who wants to do a proper service for their character or whatever. And you could put together a little something, some little montage or something that you record in the game of the the character or the characters and stuff, and some good music and some words of inspiration or something like that, and put that all together. Charge $10. I don't know. These are just harebrained ideas that I have. But, so, Carbon, if you want to send me your login and password, I will do that for you. So, and now, don't everybody else send me your login and password. I don't want that. So, because, Carbon requested this, and how the heck would I figure out if it's legit otherwise? So, just like this other video that I was talking about that I saw, where the girlfriend gets on and deletes the boyfriend's characters. So, girlfriend could get mad and say, okay, I'm going to send an email on his account because he doesn't lock his computer around me because he trusts me, and I'm going to ask them to permanently delete his characters, blah, 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 disable his account and such. So, how would customer service know whether or not the request was legitimately coming from them? And so that could be an issue, and I could see them wondering about that. And so, but it's just kind of fun to think about. It's a really interesting question that you have there. Now, I don't think the game companies will do it. I mean, you could force the issue. You could get yourself banned. But that's not very good because, if the game company comes out with another game that you want to play in the future or something like that, you'd find yourself banned. And while I think that video games can be addictive for people with addictive personalities, I think that also it's not a chemical dependency like alcohol or drugs. And so it's not quite the same thing if you decided to start playing again, but in moderation. And that's what it's all about. It's all about moderation. And so maybe what this video should be about is really about the fact that that you need to learn moderation, or you need to figure out some sort of method to where you're doing that. Maybe you need a different game that isn't played quite the same. But video games themselves are good for people. I truly believe that. But overuse, overdoing it, that is not good. And that is your only problem, is that you're overdoing it. And so that's what you need to get under control. And maybe if you can afford it, go to therapy for that, for how to work on that. And so if it were me, I wouldn't look at giving up games altogether. Maybe you should become a member of the video game industry. Maybe you should get a job in the video game industry. Then you're paid to play games. There's your ticket. That's your answer. Maybe that's a goal to work toward. So become a GM or something like that. So anyway, I hope those ideas help. If you want me to delete your characters ceremoniously on video, send me your login and password. You probably should email it to me. So you can send me a YouTube message, but I don't see them quite as soon as if you email me. So anyway, those of you who have questions for me, feel free to send them in YouTube in the private message box, and I select the good ones. We read all of them. So no matter what, if you send it, we read it. Sometimes it takes us a long time to reply. I get some help sometimes. Because sometimes I get overwhelmed where I'll have 500-600 messages in there, and I just need some help getting through all of them. But we do read every single one of them. Everything that looks interesting, I see. And I will reply to you if I am able to. Some of you have some just amazing stuff and everything, and that's how we get the content here. So please do, send me your questions, and do subscribe, because we are still giving stuff away to winners, people who to subscribers, and we'll be choosing again here, well, soon. I don't know when this video is going to come out. But it seems like we're choosing somebody about every 20 days, 25 days, something like that. It's about what it's been. So, okay, thank you very much for your question, Carbon. Take care. I hope you get that all figured out for yourself, whatever the answer is, whatever the right answer is for yourself. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.